Derrick Vormawor is an international business consultant, an entrepreneur, and an author. In fact, for that matter, he is a CEO and founder of the Platinum African Solutions Limited. My dear, in fact, he has a wide range of people coming to him, and he's rated the #1 when it comes to business consultants worldwide. Today, I am privileged to have in my studios one of Ghana's, in fact, the world's youngest CEO. I won't lie to you. In the name of Derrick Vormawor.
That was some tight intro.
I hope I gave you a befitting intro.
In fact, it was more than befitting.
Oh, great. It's a plus for me, though. I see.
But thank you very much.
Oh, welcome to my studios.
Thank you.
In fact, I'm very glad to see you. I pray I don't get carried away. And maybe we have a fruitful interview.
Certainly. Fingers crossed.
Yes. So please, how do you see entrepreneurship in Ghana?
Very good question to kick off the conversation. But first of all, thank you very much for having me, and warm greetings to all your viewers, those who are watching from all over the world. And it's such a pleasure to be here. And you're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, entrepreneurship in Ghana, I think we are at a point where it's beginning to make sense.
Okay.
Because young people are complaining. People are complaining of jobs, opportunities, and stuff, right?
Okay.
That is one aspect of things. And for me, it's important to understand that it's not politicians that build an economy. I mean, for Ghana to do well, or for Ghana to survive, or to become economically free, it's based on how powerful our economy is going to become. And the economy is boosted by the businesses that are running in the country, right? So businesses make an economy, not politicians. So that's how important entrepreneurship is, or entrepreneurs are within an economy. Especially right now when it comes to SMEs, right? The small and medium scale enterprises. They are a backbone of every economy, right? Serious backbone of every economy. And it's important to also understand that as there are a lot of problems in Ghana, we get to see a lot of challenges we have. The reasons why businesses spring up is because they are providing solutions for these problems. If you didn't have to eat a quick meal, there wouldn't be the need for restaurants. If you didn't have the crave to move from one place to another, there wouldn't be the need for transportation companies or transport firms and stuff, right? If there wasn't the need for you to look good, there wouldn't be the need for makeup companies to spring up, right? And clothing business and stuff. So every problem that came about, and it attracted a solution, and every solution that anybody produced became a business. You understand? So for me, right now we see clearly the challenges we have. There are a lot of problems happening right now in Ghana, and every person must be involved. I'm not saying that everybody needs to be an entrepreneur, but I'm just saying to the essence of entrepreneurship in Ghana. And for me, what I see it to be in Ghana right now is I think it's beginning to rise. It's beginning to rise steadily, because young people are beginning to realize that it's not the government that's going to make things happen. It's them. And people are identifying their passions and willing to go into business. So I think it's steadily rising. I think there's a few things we have to correct here and there, but in general, I think it's becoming impressive.
Great. So this leads me to the next question. How did you start your business? Platinum African Solutions Limited.
Yes.
Yeah. How did you start?
I started with, it was in 2015.
Okay.
And for me, I got to that point where I was broken as a person, because I was working in the bank, and I loved my bank job so much. I would withhold the name of the bank for now.
Okay.
And some things happened, and then I was unfairly fired from my bank job. Yes, in 2015. Yes, I lost the job, and when I was picking myself up again, I decided to go into things I was passionate about. And at the time when I was recovering from the shock and the pain, while I was in the bank, I was interested in stocks, so investments. So I was advising my friends, students, to buy stocks, go into investments and stuff. So I kind of posed myself as an investment consultant, sort of. So I would write posts on Facebook, on Instagram. Nobody cared. People didn't react to it. Like I would write a whole thing, and like I get like just a few people like the post, and then I was going on like that. So during the process, I got the chance to attend an event in Ashesi. It was called the Future of Ghana Young Leaders Forum, and I got a certain fire from there. Then from there, someone asked me for a business plan, and then I did that job. I never got paid for that job till now. Yes, my first client that I got to do a business plan for, and I did a lot of, like, I mean, literally, I would say it wasn't the best because I was a beginner, right? And then I started from there. So even before then, what I needed was, like, at a point I needed equipment like laptop, I needed a printer, I needed to get call cards and stuff. I didn't have anything. So I asked my best friend at the time, Kwame Hatcho, and then I asked him to lend me his laptop for me to do this job for the client for 3 weeks. And their laptop ended with me for 3 months.
What?
Yes. And then after that, I got one job I did that got me some money, and I bought my own used second-hand laptop. And that was a capital I had. And in 2016, one of my friends, Marvin Ofusu, liked the idea. We talked about it. I remember we had a meeting at Golden Tulip, and that day I felt so empowered and happy because he decided to register my company for me.
Okay.
Yeah, and we had to pay at the time 500 cedis for the limited liability registration, and I didn't have that, and he paid that from his pocket.
Wow.
And so he became a board member of the company, and I put together that board, right? And so for me, that was realistically, I mean, sometimes I know people are hearing stories about people saying, I started with 1 CD, and then they are complaining about it, that these motivational speakers and stuff. But this is my story, I'm not going to lie. And I'm not going to say otherwise just because somebody may think I'm lying or something. People know the story, it's all over the place. And the people I've mentioned involved will tell you the truth, that this is how I started Platinum. So it was from one client, and then the next thing led to another. I hustled my way through to this point where, yeah, I mean, some people know Platinum, and it's not just about knowing Platinum, but the impact we make. And I'm glad to share some of them. Like, for example, we started a CSR project called Parcel Cares, because Parcel is Platinum Africa Solutions Limited, PASL.
Okay.
So we created a CSR project to help other NGOs who are doing projects to, you know, execute them. So recently we've been a part of one project where we've been able to help supply 2,000 books to deprived children, you know, in some rural areas. We also have one of our CSR projects where we pay for the library fees of about 100 students in somewhere in Sekedi, Takoradi, for these deprived school children to be able to go and read in the library for a year. We paid a yearly subscription for them and stuff. And for me, it's the beauty of how little this was and what it's become. And I'm glad to share more about the things I've learned in the course of my journey as an entrepreneur to this point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. This is great. At a point in your life, listening to some of your podcasts and interviews, I realized that you used to work from, you speak about.
Yes.
You went to Tamale. I don't know whether you're going to do evangelism or you were going to, you were going to pitch to clients that, in fact, I want to clients that are not even existing. When I say they are not even existing, don't even know anybody there.
Yeah.
And you went there. Tell me about that experience.
It was a very tough time in my life in 2016, and I had 2 people work with me.
Okay.
Yes, and then we had a problem regarding the payment. And I shared the story in my book as one of the lessons I learned when building a team, right? There was an amount of money I had to pay them. I think we agreed on 500 cedis. And then after the first, and the agreement was that, okay, they'll be paid upon bringing, like, clients, because I needed them to help us get clients. My mistake was that the role I gave them was not that job, per se. I remember it was business analyst. So that was the lessons I shared. And that's a problem that I realized with most startups. Naming people for roles that possibly that is not the role that you expect them to function in. So be careful about that. And that was a hard lesson for me, because let me tell you what happened. Like, after they left, it's been one drama to another, right? Yes. And I think even in their heads up to now, I'm like the terrible person in this world, right? And still some of them, their connections, like one of them's connection would go on social media to write a whole lot of rubbish about me, right, and see a lot of things that are not true, because I was telling, and I was in a conversation with someone recently. I was like, these people say this about me, but they don't know that maybe through my company people are able to go to school. Through my company, my head of operations is now also in Germany on a scholarship, right? Through my company, people's dreams come true. Through my company, entrepreneurs got funding last year. How about that? Through my company, people are getting a lot of opportunities, jobs and stuff. You understand? So it was a hard lesson for me. And through that, it was after that situation, they left, and then I had to build this again. So imagine, I built it from the beginning to that point, and now I got to a point where I had to rebuild again. I changed my branding, and then I took a bus, sat in the bus for 12, 13 hours, head to Tamale. The instinct just told me to do it. And I told my dad, yeah, I'm going to Tamale. I'm going to pitch to companies in Tamale. And I had one of my friends' brother who had a motorbike in Tamale, and he came to pick me. And once I got to Tamale, I dropped my bag at the guest house that I booked, and then I went back on the motorbike with him. We went to the town. Every company I saw, we went to outside Tamale as well, pitching to the rural banks and stuff, that this is what I do, we can render services to you. So here's the thing, people sometimes look at me now and they think that it was a rosy journey, or I just came from somewhere. No, but like, I didn't sit on social media to get clients. I didn't sit on social media to say I'm a CEO, I'm a consultant. I went out there talking to people about what I did. Some of them wanted to work with me, some of them, their concern was I was too young, and some of them, and I remember one lesson too I will share, right, is I lied to one potential client we could have got, because when he asked me of our office space, we didn't have an office space by then, and I was like, yeah, I mean, we don't share our office location because it's confidential. And he was like, look, my brother, be honest. If I will hire you, it's not because of your office space. And that was a big lesson as well for me. And I always teach people that Platinum, we don't have our own office space. We don't. Yeah, because our model is we work from different places. We work for clients from different places. So we don't have to invest money in an office space. Rather, instead of putting money into an aesthetic or like a structure, I'd rather put money into the team so they can work better. They will feel good working. They will learn more. So in our company, you have to take short courses, and it's paid for by the company, right? So you develop yourself, right? And for me, that is how we decide to invest our resources. So, I mean, that was the story about the Tamale thing. And after that trip, I didn't get any clients. I didn't get any clients. And I came back to Accra, and I woke up one morning as well, picked my bag, and went to Osu. And I would pick to ice cream shops, restaurants, hotels. Some of them would look at me like, and mostly when I did that thing, I would say, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, today, I'm going to have my self-confidence crushed. I'm going to go out there and have people look at me like I'm trash. And that's how people made me feel. Yeah, because some of them, they look at you like you are nothing. Like, who are you? What do? You know, that kind of stuff. And sometimes when people get a chance to be here, and it's a lesson, when you get a chance to be here, remember that you also started from somewhere. Don't look at people who are trying to get to that place as though they are nothing, because nobody got anywhere without somebody, right? And I didn't get where I've got to if one client had not trusted that I could deliver, and I delivered, right? And for me, that was the story. So the question, most of when I mean, my coach in Germany would tell me whenever we talk about something, the most important question he asked me is, what did you learn from this process? For me, one of the powerful things I took was, you know, the path to lead you there, right, that you think maybe would lead you there, that there may not be the there that is meant for you to stay, right? It could be a process, a path leading you to the ultimate place that you rightfully belong. Because there is a place where you want to get to, but then there's also a place where you need to get to, or you are meant for. And sometimes we don't see the difference between these two, where I want to be and then where I am meant to be, right?
So what's the difference?
There's what you want, but then there's what you are meant to become.
Okay.
And what you are meant to become is connected to your purpose. And when the time is right, it works it out. I feel like it was time for me to become this, because, believe me, 6 years ago, when I was working in the bank, if I had not lost my bank job, I was never going to get out of the bank. It was my dream job. It wasn't paying me. It was paying me like, it was literally peanuts, right? It was nothing. But I would work extra. I was working, doing Saturday banking and stuff, because I loved the job. And my entire life was built around my job. And like, my future is, the job was what I saw as my future. My dream was to finish my degree and become a permanent staff and earn like 1,000 cedis a month. That was my dream. I didn't dream of going to Germany. I didn't care about traveling anywhere. At the point, I wanted to travel for holidays and stuff, right? I never got a visa, right? It wasn't the time for me. right? But then when the time came, I feel like God pushed me into my rightful purpose. And look at, because I lost my job. And right now, I was telling my dad, because my dad was very pained about what the bank did to me, right? But then I told him, no, one of the things I did while I was moving forward in life was to make peace with what happened and to forgive anyone for the wrong they did me. You understand? And I don't hold any grudge against anybody during that issue or within that issue, because I had to be free to reach forth to what God had prepared for me, ahead of me. And I remember that I during those times when I was broken, I said a prayer to God. I was like, if there's any great thing you want to do in my generation, please don't do it without me. Wow. And I believed it. And that's why when I meet anybody in the course of my life, anybody who has met me will tell you the respect I give the people that I work with, people that I meet, because I see it as everyone I get to meet is an answer to that prayer, and it's something bigger. Maybe they may not see it right now, right? But for the fact that we've met means that they are meant for something bigger, because I'm manifesting the prayer that I said, and that's what my life has been so far.
I feel like, but we have to. So was the system flexible to you when you wanted to start your own business? Comparing Ghana to Germany, was the system that flexible to you when you wanted to start your business?
Actually, registering a business in Ghana is very simple.
Okay.
As compared to Germany.
Okay.
Yes. Germany is very bureaucratic. Germans are known for being very bureaucratic. I mean, everything must be on paper. Everything must be prim and proper. You must have a business plan. You must have like a tax consultant. You must have like things in place before your company is registered, right? Mm-hmm. Even though what the difference is that their registration process is simple. Once you have all your documents ready, it's simple. Just you can submit stuff online and it's done. But Ghana, you don't need a business plan. You don't need a tax consultant. You need a tax consultant actually, but people don't make use of it, right? So there are startups who are not paying taxes and stuff, and also because the system is not easy, mm-hmm. right here to make money as a startup. Mm-hmm. You understand? So for me, the system was when it comes to the registration process, it was not flexible. It took too much time. You have to pay people extra to get things done for you.
So you need middlemen.
Yes, you need middlemen.
Both in Ghana and Germany.
No, not in Germany, but in Ghana.
Yeah. Is it the right thing to do?
No, it's not. I mean, I don't think it's important that things that people have been hired to do. Like yesterday, I was at a Ghana passport office at the premium center. They call it the premium center at Accra Center, and I'm paying extra, for the premium service. And then I get the security. One of the security guys, not the security, he's a front desk guy, came to me while I was seated waiting for my number to be mentioned for me to be served. That I should find something small for him. He would let me go first. And I told him I'm paying extra for this. I'm not in a hurry. It's going people. It's running. So why do I have to pay you money, extra money for what? You understand? And you realize that this is the people. It's not the system. It's the people in charge of the system. I came to Ghana and I didn't know. The SIM card I bought, whoever I bought the SIM card from, I think could tell that I was not living here. And I bought a SIM card for 10 cedis. And apparently I heard it's 2 cedis.
Yes.
I paid 10 cedis for it. This was just 2 weeks ago. I paid 10 cedis for it. And then and when he had to give me the balance, for example, he gave me short of 15 cedis. When I counted, I was like, it's not up to. And he gave me the 15. I'm like, because you thought I'm not living here, you could just, cheat me. So it's not a system. It's the person in charge of the system. You understand? So it's not a flexible system to register your business in Ghana, because I still don't get the reason why. First of all, most people are registering their businesses and they die out after a year. So is it really about just registering, or it's about getting these people to be ready for business? You understand? And for me, that's what German system does. You have to come up with a business plan. And so by the time you submit your business plan, you've already thought things through how you're going to make this work. You must have some capital. You must have a tax consultant who's going to be working with you on your finances and stuff. You understand? So it gets you more prepared for proper business than what we have here. So
when you go to Germany, that means that find most businesses collapsing because of the prim and proper way they do their stuff.
And then there's something called company succession. Okay. Company succession is better understood and practiced in Germany or in other European countries that I know as compared to Ghana. Because Ghana, the person wants that I started it, I'm going to run it to the end, whether I'm capable or not. Right? But Germans get to a point where most of the German entrepreneurs, and someone's business is starting a business and selling it after 3 years
Okay.
to another person to take over, or letting someone succeed them because they feel like they can't manage the growth of the company. And it happens to most people. They feel like the thing is becoming big, and it even happened to me in Platinum. Things became faster. It started growing faster, so we had to tame the growth so that it's not overwhelming.
Okay.
Right? I mean, my team is there to get the work done. I mean, I tell people that most of the things you see is not just me. There's a whole team of people who are working, to make things happen. And for me, it's important to understand that principle as well. If you want to build this for real, you build it well, and then you involve. You know what your capabilities are. So the reasons why most foreign businesses are standing is because the founders understand the sense of collaborations, right? Having co-founders, right? Company succession. What the future looks like for them, whether they can afford to manage it or they have to hand over to someone to do it. And that's how it gets the companies running, into different stages or generations and stuff. But Ghana is like, it's a prestigious thing to be an entrepreneur. It looks like, so I want to be the CEO. I have to be the CEO. I'm the one who owns it. I don't want to give 10% to anybody. I should own 100%. You understand? And then if you're not capable, you have like 100% that is worth nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, as compared to if you bring people on board, you have 100% that is worth something bigger.
Wow.
So you decide.
Great. So what do you think will curb unemployment in Ghana?
Jobs. Why are people unemployed? Because they don't have jobs. So if we have more jobs, we will curb the unemployment rate. And how do we get more jobs? We have to encourage entrepreneurship. One, you understand? And yesterday I was in an interview with graphic business, like I said, and I was like, I wrote in my book, how about a national business project as compared to national service? What is the essence of national service, really? So I study management in the uni, and I go to teach in the forest. Sorry for using that word, but I'm just saying for something's sake.
Okay.
Right. I mean, I studied this in the classroom, and then I'm supposed to do my service with a certain industry I'm not even familiar with. Right. I'm wasting 1 year. How about if we go to the university, the fees that they are taking, every semester, maybe a certain percentage of their fee is put into a certain fund. So let's say at the end of your studies, all the students are put into some groups, or you have to form business groups and stuff. Come up with a project, a solution, a product. Come apply for the fund. Implement it as your service, or your national project, right? In the end, imagine the number of businesses you're going to create, like within a year. More students will create more businesses, and then they will employ more people. Then that's how we work. It's about national service. Already we have a lot of people, less jobs. So what is the service person coming to do in the company? Nothing. Printing stuff, running photocopies. You're wasting 1 year of someone's intellectual abilities. Right? And so for me, I was like, how about we redefine that? You understand? Let's redefine things. And for me, that's the point where I've got to as a person individually, where like let's reshape things. And that's how we can curb unemployment. When there are more jobs, when entrepreneurship is encouraged, right? It's not to say every student or everybody must be an entrepreneur, right? I can have an idea, but I need people to come on board to make the idea happen. That's what we mean. You understand? And also the fact that the environment must be conducive enough for entrepreneurs to thrive. In Ghana, it's almost like a crime to be young and great, because like they think if you're a young person, nothing great would come out of you. If you're a young person, you're holding a proposal to go pitch to a company. How many years of experience do you have? But who woke up and just had 10 years of experience after sleeping and waking up? Nobody did that. You try something, you work it out, you learn mistakes, and nobody can compare how someone who has learned on the job made the mistakes and really learned how the person understands business to someone who has sat in a classroom, an MBA classroom. It's different. Even lecturers who lecture, if the person has not done business, they can't understand to teach business the way a person who has done business and failed and learned and started and failed would understand business. That's how it is, right? And for me, I'm only for the practical aspect of stuff, right? It should be practical. It should make sense. And this whole entrepreneurship noise we are making should make sense. It's not about the government creating a fund or a relief fund. Fund to do what? Does the person even understand what they're using the money for? Do they understand the future of their industries? So that if you are given $1 million, what do you put it in? Because business is about what you use, the input, the little input you get to create a maximized output. Right? And this is what is missing in our country, because the education system is not creating business leaders. The education system is not preparing people for real business opportunities. Our education system here is one lecturer trying to fail students to show that his course is difficult to pass. Right? It's trying to get students to study hard so they will get an A, and that's all they care about. So you find first class students coming on the job and they are sorry to say dumb about this whole thing. Right? You find someone studying banking and finance, and when it comes to the business of banking, they can't even create. You find students study logistics, and then wait, let's go to the Ministry of Transport. Okay. They've been there for how many years? The way the transport system was like in Ghana when I was a kid is the same way it is now. So if you're a business person and you own that ministry, and you've employed people, you pay them every month, and they've not brought out any innovation with the transport system upon the travels they've done, they can't replicate what they see outside there here, then ask yourself, where are we heading to as a nation?
So that brings me to the question. I had a question here that is our educational system a main problem when it comes to unemployment? And you actually made a point here.
It's a part of the problem.
Okay, so what can the government do when it comes to changing the curriculum or something to help young people push up themselves to get to where you are now?
I think that first of all, it's not just the government's duty.
Okay.
But I think I want to believe that there are some lecturers who are pushing for a renewal of the curriculum. Right. Okay. For example, if when I was in UPSA, we were learning tally. What would you use tally for? People are learning SAP. It's getting people jobs. People are learning Python. Like people are learning data science. Things have changed, right? But then if we are still learning that, I'll be very disappointed. I don't know if they've changed it, but nobody mentions that outside there anymore.
Okay.
Right? And so I know that there are possibly some lecturers who are pushing for a renewal of the curriculum. They should be listened to. Right? Generally, for example, if you go to class, I'm a master's student as well.
Oh, okay.
It's like lecturers don't come to teach with any handout. As a lecturer or a professor, they prepare their presentation slides. They come, we have conversations. So you can tell the lecturer what he has taught you. You don't agree with it. And he has to go redo his homework and accept, or you have to defend the reason why he said that. And if it makes sense, they will accept it.
The student will accept?
Yeah. You have to accept, because I'm even if it's a free university,
okay,
I'm investing my time to sit in your class, and I'm a professional. Because, for example, in the master program, everybody's a professional. I had in my class, one of the programs I did, I had in my class people from Volkswagen, like China, the whole world in one class. You understand? So somebody could tell the lecturer, no, I don't think so. I remember one time, that's one thing I based on to write some things in my book as well.
Okay.
Because there was a business model canvas, and I told my lecturer, I was like, after class, I was like, Prof, I think that the model canvas is incomplete. It's outdated. It was in 2010. We are in 2000, and that about 2019. Things have changed. I think something is missing. These and this are missing. I was like, yes, I agree with you. I'm like, I'm going to remake this model and show it to you. So I created tools and I showed it to my professor, and he was like, this is really good.
Wow.
You understand? Yeah. And that's how we learn. What is learning? Like, I have to learn things I don't know and challenge my thinking. It's not like I have to come and read what you give me to write an exam to show you that I listened to you in class. That's not learning. That is copying and pasting. Right.
And that is what we want. We want students who can, chew.
Yeah.
You chew and pour, and then, yes, but excellent. That is the brilliant student. And the students who is very innovative in class, or by what is saying 20th, what is saying 30th.
Want you to write exactly what you wrote in a note in the exam.
Very bad.
That is bad. I want to use a word terrible than bad, but just to be very modest, right? But that doesn't make sense, right? What is the essence of that? Most of the exams we write in Germany are not written exams. No, like one of the courses I took last semester, for example, the exam was we had to create a business. I did 2 courses where I had to create 2 businesses, one with a team, one alone. You have to create the branding, like website, everything. It's your exam.
Wow.
Yes. Right. So by the time you are done with this course, you can go walk into a working environment and grab opportunities. I got my first job opportunity in Germany because of a course I did in international marketing.
Wow.
We created campaigns, and that has been my unique selling point in working in Germany. right? And I've got to the point where, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm at the point where I can choose which company to work for. Yeah, not because you can pay me. I have to be okay with you as an employer, you are with a job before I decide to work with you. There are times where I decide to quit some jobs that I'm doing and stay, I charge higher. You understand? Yeah, because I learned well and it was practical. So, and sometimes if you don't take care, you find most students leave, like Ghana, for example, to Germany, for an example, right? And this thing I shared it in an interview on Class FM, and people responded to it. I know one of my very good friends from Access Bank, she studied in London, and she said the same thing. She was like, if you don't take care, if you travel abroad to sit in a classroom, like the same people who have gone through the degrees you also did here, and the things that they are teaching, it feels like you didn't go to school. I'm telling you, ask anybody will tell you. Because people are saying things that you are like, we didn't know about these things. Yeah, so if you are not someone who learns externally, if you don't put in extra work, you sit in the classroom and you be timid. And in Germany too, if you don't talk in class, it reduces your grade as well. Yeah, because the reason why you are picked for a course is because they want to believe that you are bringing on board your experience in discussions. You have to talk. Presentations, there are plenty. We even take presentation classes. We are graded for it. Yes, I took an English presentation class, and we are graded for it, like how to speak, the tone and everything. So they prepare you for real stuff. We have like HR people come and review our CVs and talk to us and stuff. That is practical learning, right? So our educational system in Ghana is like a whole bunch of people. Due respect to everyone, but then a whole bunch of people have been in a certain office for years, sitting there, and all they do is just put stamp on stuff and make decisions about young people who they don't even understand what they want to really learn.
So what will you tell a particular parent who think, oh my word, the Australian will be 30 as a position in class, they were born. Meanwhile, the child is having a particular serious entrepreneurial skill or a crafty hand that is able to manufacture something. What will you tell that parent? Is it that the parent should discourage the child or to focus on what the child really loves?
First of all, this thing in Ghana where once you're a child, even if your parent or an elderly person does wrong to you, they are right because you're a child, right? And failing to understand that, things have changed. Let's accept that. And people carry something. I was telling my dad, I was like, I think I came to this world with some fire that nobody could quench. Like, I carry something, and I knew it. And I told my dad that, right? Because my life to this point is my decisions.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember my dad wanted me to read accounting, financial accounting or something in my degree. I think he never knew this, but without say it. And I know he would watch this. But like when I was selecting the course, I wanted to read banking and finance, and I selected banking and finance all throughout. And so when I got admission, was like, why didn't you get accounting? I'm like, they didn't give me accounting. I said, I applied for accounting, they didn't give me accounting.
You were bad.
Yeah, I wanted to do this. Right? Not to do what he wanted, because I was going to sit in the class. So to parents, I sat in the school, I was in senior high school, because I was talented, and people thought I was going to fail, right? And there were teachers who said I was not qualified to be in the business class. Yes, they said that to me. And my colleagues from class would fight with me in class and use that line. That's why I'm not qualified to be in a business class. There were times I failed courses, right, and stuff. But fast forward, who is running a business consulting firm now? Who is doing business now? I'm here, doing business. And like I was telling you this morning, whose report would you believe?
God's report.
Exactly. And nobody can, no teacher can tell. Teachers, my class, I was in a senior year where some teachers would come, and because they don't like you, they would say in class, some of the students, they think or assume they will go to university. Right? And it's not what they think. Right? If by years ago, if anybody had told any teacher that I was going to be reading an MSc in web and data science, they won't believe it. Right? It's like, they thought I won't go to university. Okay? But I did. And I never failed in uni. I never failed. Beyond the stress, I was working a full daytime job, and I was studying in the evening. I never resisted any course in UPSC. Right? I went through my studies, and after I got my chance to travel to Germany to study. You understand? So to every parent, listen to the children. Like, children have something. Everybody has something in them. It's your job as a parent to bring that out. It's not your job to tune them to become what you want them to become. Then you don't make them succeed, because you are putting them in a box. And some people will be in the box, and they will be in the box forever, right? But then let people be free. I mean, it's one life. Let your children be happy. That's the most important thing. Be happy doing what they want to do and succeed with it. And your job is to guide them through the path they have chosen. Because everybody has a path God has prepared for them, not you. Where your child will lead to, what they will become, is not in your hands. It's in the Creator's hands, right? Or the universe or God, whatever you want to give it. So your job is to guide them that, okay, since you're taking this path, this is what you should do. Mentor them. And we need parents to serve as mentors, not just parents who are lashing kids and shouting at them and stuff. Be a mentor to your child and guide them, teach them your experiences, have conversations with children, right? Ghanaian parents don't do that. They don't talk about the child's dreams, where they want to get to. They impose, most people impose things on them. And I love my parents for that. I love my dad 100% because my dad and myself relationship is like someone and a best friend. We talk about, my dad knows my clients, the updates with everything I do, and he gives advices and stuff. And that's for me, it's like close mentoring. You understand? And giving me the feeling that I matter, my decisions matter, and he respects my choices. And that's what parents have to do. So, I mean, to parents out there, they get in school. I know people who had first class and they are nothing right now. I know people who even had the chance to travel to Germany to study. People think traveling is like rosy and stuff, but people are suffering there. People can't come back home, right? And their families don't even know what's happening, right? So getting an A is not what will make you succeed. I've got Fs. I've got Fs before. It felt terrible, but today does it matter? No.
Did you have to research those Fs?
No, I didn't.
Wow.
Yeah, fail. Like in seeing those term reports and stuff. Some of the courses I failed. It wasn't because I was bad at them. It was because I wrote something that, and I think, like I said, I think I carried this fire. Like, I'm not conventional. I understand things differently, and I want to express my thoughts. So if I don't write exactly what you said, then you feel me because you want me to write exactly what you said.
Wow.
Right? But I want to write exactly how I understand things. That's how I am, and that's why I think I'm succeeding better in Germany when it comes to education than here.
Great.
Yeah.
What? This is so refreshing to listen. Do you support Fix the Country?
I support anything that gets us to where we want to get to as a country.
Do you think our constitution should be reviewed or rewritten all over?
First of all, back to the Fix the Country thing. What are we fixing?
They said they want the constitution to be fixed and that it's written in such a way that it's favoring a sector of people in the country and not you and I.
Yeah.
You know.
But the constitution even, do we even practice everything in the constitution? No. Because it states in the constitution that landlords are not supposed to take rent beyond 6 months. Because these same politicians are even landlords. And they're taking nothing less than 2 or a year, way now 1 year. It's not working. So is it about the constitution or it's about the system we've created? You understand? And what really matters in a country, the constitution, the systems, the government, the economy. We have to understand what is functioning, what is not. Then we know what to fix. You understand? Because I can tell you that this whole Fix the Country campaign, people are rallying behind it without asking questions. Because everybody's doing it, they have to be a part of it, But for me, it's about, if there are things that we have to fix, let's be specific, right? And some of the things you realize it's not, it's not even like the government. It's the people. Sometimes I'm not saying to say Fix the Country is wrong or we demanding. It's good to demand the government to get the job done, because if we wanted to do the job ourselves, everybody would go to parliament. But we appointed you people to lead the decisions. Right, so national cathedral or a national factory. What matters right now? Right, to get people to stop complaining. People need jobs. So if we had resources to put into something, where was it right to, as a business person, are we putting up a cathedral or we should put up like a factory first of all, where we are producing and turning raw materials that we actually sell outside into semi-finished products, so we can charge more and get more revenue when it comes to our exports. Because Ghana is facing a balance of payment deficit because we import more than we export.
Exactly.
So if we are going to export cocoa beans, then we say, okay, maybe to our clients or our business partners outside there, instead of giving you the beans, we can process something here to get to a point where it's easy for you to convert into chocolates, right? Then we charge more. They'll pay more for it. Value. So what really matters? And I think that's a big question that we have to answer as a country. What really matters to us right now? Jobs? or religion or people's private lives, people's sexuality, or whatever it is. You understand? So what really matters as a country, right? And for me, I support the Fix the Country campaign because we have to demand the government to make these key decisions. But then also, I entreat everyone to get their part done. And I asked most of my friends, I was like, what is your Ghanaian dream? And are you living that dream? What do you envision for Ghana? Right? What is the part you have to play? Because living in Germany, I realized that Germany has not become Germany because of the government. No. Anybody who has lived in Germany will tell you this. Germans have built their country. Their attitude towards work. You won't go to any immigration point in Germany and then someone during work hours is talking on the phone. I've never seen some before. Not even at shops. Right? You put your phone away when it's during, because you are being paid for the hour. It's your contribution to the economy that particular moment. You will not walk into Ghana immigration. I went to Ghana immigration service, but I went there and then first of all, no tight security check. Somebody come pass with kinky food and stuff. You will never see this, even at American embassy. Even in our own country where these foreigners have come to establish their offices, you see a different standard. And it's not the government that has to do this. It's our attitude towards work. You understand? And also, everybody wants to make profit out of another person in this country. Anybody does something little for you at the airport, they're expecting you to give them money. Even if you, like, every little thing, right? And you realize, you ask yourself, these are Vormawor with, you know, and ask, are we not the same human beings? You understand? But they build their country, they work. By 6 a.m., you see someone sitting at the office working. 6 a.m. working. It's not like they're not going to work. Right? Whether rain or shine, snowing or not, work is work. They put in the work and they everything is done accordingly. But here, you see, our attitude towards work is slow. Go to some restaurant and people even serve you like they are doing you a favor. Right? They are slow about it, and people, I mean, for example, Uber driver who's supposed to be working will tell you, oh, this part of the town there's traffic, I won't go. But if there's traffic, it's not where you actually make more money. Yeah. So that because everybody wants an easy way out. Easy way out. Possibly there are jobs, but not everybody wants to do those jobs. You understand? So then we have to find a thin line between what our part is and what the government's part is. I mean, the government has the job they have to play. But for me, for example, as an individual, look at the projects I'm doing. That's my contribution to making this country better. Because at least people are getting employment, people are building their businesses through my expertise and my time, and I'm happy about it. And that's my Ghanaian dream, and I'm living it. So if everybody should identify that one thing you want to contribute, if you are doing like no contribution, no chop,
yes,
right?
yes.
What is your contribution? Let's do it. Because complaining will not solve anything. People are making the money. Foreigners are coming to Ghana to make money. Why? If Ghana was that bad, they wouldn't come. So we have to really think twice.
Well, with this thing happening in Guinea, this coup d'etat, per my research and according to BBC report, they said there's been 4 coup d'etats from 2020 to 2021.
Wow.
Yes, 2 in Mali, 1 in Niger, and then 1 in Guinea. So 4. Is it a wake-up call to, in fact, the sub-regions when it comes to Ghana?
Yes, it's a wake-up call, and I'm happy.
In fact, the African countries.
Yes, I'm happy that now young people in Ghana are talking. Yeah, I saw videos of some communities where some ministers went to share rice and then they put it back. And I'm like, yes, not a rice issue, right? And young people must speak up because, I mean, in the next 10, 20 years, we are still going to be here. And it doesn't make sense that even these old leaders are making decisions for the next 20 years for us. And there's no young person in there. Like, would you even be here in the next 10 years? You don't even know that. Would you, even if you are here, would you be strong to implement it? No. So what matters to us as young people? And it's sad, some of the young people in the government too, when they get in there, it becomes a clique thing. If you're not in that clique, you can't say anything in there. But there are people building the businesses on the field. There are startup entrepreneurs hustling in this country. There are young people hustling, working hard. Look at what you guys are doing here, right? As compared to people who are just interviewing trendy stuff and people with big butts. I mean, if you want to become important in Ghana, go naked on Instagram. Wear tight stuff. Put yourself out there. People will talk about you. But what about those who are building stuff who need the visibility? Those who are working on important things who need the visibility? I've never seen in Germany anybody wake up and do stupid things and become famous. No. If you become famous in Germany or you're on TV, it means you've built something. You are a business entrepreneur. You've built an innovation and stuff. I've never seen convoys in Germany like in Ghana. Yes, I mean, I've never heard on radio in Germany where politicians are fighting, because being a politician in Germany is a day job. Yeah, the way we go to work, the same way Chancellor Angela Merkel goes to job. Yes, it's a day job. Professors ride bicycles to work. It's work. He's being paid. I also go to my work. That's how it is. You understand?
Wow.
But here, it's a mindset problem, and it's a big problem if we don't change it. And our leaders must understand that young people matter. I mean, Ghana has a huge young population. So if we are not in part of the decisions they are making, it doesn't make sense. Who even decided that whatever they are building was important for us as young people? Is that what we need? Are we going to go to? I'm a Christian. Yes, I accept the importance of having an establishment, to give reference to God and stuff. But I think that in this country there are lots of churches already. We have like big, huge edifices of churches and stuff, right? So was that what young people or the population wanted? That's the question. If that's what they wanted, cool, fair enough, right? But then was that what was necessary for them? And it's good people are speaking up now.
Okay, so there is this policy, this African continental free trade zone area or whatever.
Yeah.
Are we ready as a nation?
Yes, I think people are ready.
Okay.
But the leadership, the frontier, those fronting the country, that is where sometimes the problem is. There are funds in this country for people to do stuff with. There are funds to take street kids off the street. They can't tell me they don't see the kids at Opebia every day. They can't tell me they don't see the kids at Spanner. They see them. They can't tell me they don't know that these NGOs are doing street kids projects and giving them reports, and they're ignoring it. They are fun to support people here. They don't even talk about it because somebody will sit in that office and create a business or project himself and apply for the fund and put it in it, or talk to their friends and family to do that. And then they are the same people who sit back and they will join the conversation that the government is failing us. Right? And the question is, people are ready for opportunities. Ghanaians are ready they are hungry for it. But the people who get a chance to represent the country, the people who get a chance, because like I said, it becomes a clique thing. If you're not in that clique, if you're not an important person in this country, what's the memorable? Exactly. What happens to that young person in Navrongo with a business dream? Who hears him? What happens to that young person who wants to become something, but it's being given out for child marriage somewhere in Andoli? Do they care about these things? They don't. Clearly. Do they even think about the existence of these people? No, they are like a minority because you're not in the mainstream. Even for me, like sometimes people ask and like, your followers on Instagram, how popular you are. I'm like, to hell with those. To hell with those. If I want to make 1 million followers, I can just strip and put myself on Instagram. I'll do something stupid. I'll get people following me. But is that what matters? No. We are bigger than that. We are better than that as a nation. And it's gotten to a point where it's serious. Charlie, if you don't know how serious what is happening is, you should be awake. Like, people are angry. People are hungry. People are desperate. People are disappointed. People can't survive in this country. If we don't take care, slave trade is coming back. They are coming back as investors. At a point in time, we may walk around in this country and we won't own lands in this country. I'm telling you, mark it on the wall. We will have big businesses in this country employing our people and not treating them well because we won't own them. How many of the businesses do we have in Ghana that are owned by Ghanaians? The big ones. How many? An HR person who is Ghanaian will be hired by a Lebanese company. And as a Ghanaian, instead of you to fight for better services for your fellow people who are employed, because he's paid well, they don't care. Look at the way they treat restaurant staff. Look at the way they treat hotel staff. Like they are nothing. You understand? And it's our own. Slave trade came out because our own people sold our own people. If we were together and respect the fact that we have to build this nation and we have to protect what is ours, we wouldn't get to where we got to. Because now, a few weeks ago, there was a G20 summit in Germany. Our president went. It's great. Everybody's watching Africa. Everybody wants to invest in Africa, Ghana and stuff. It's good, but it's risky. Because if we don't take care, we are going to become employees and slaves in our own country. Lands, go to somewhere and foreigners are owning lands in Ghana and have to sell it to our own people. Can you go to China to buy a land?
No.
You can't. Can you go to Lebanon to buy a land? And then you have to sell to the Lebanese and then you have to increase the price and they have to bargain over their own land with you. No. So why? right? The role of our chieftaincy system, the chiefs who mostly have hand over this. What is happening, right? Because the future is here. We were talking about the future. It's here, and this is how it looks like. It doesn't look good. You understand? And people are complaining. The fact that you are not in it doesn't mean that it's not happening. And for me, it's like we have to look at all of those aspects. People are leading the frontier. People should just be, for once, be patriotic about this country, care about the country, care about people. It shouldn't be all about your tummy. And that's the problem.
I wish we could have an extension of this conversation.
I know.
But okay, so what would you tell somebody who is struggling and somebody who is thinking of starting up his or her own business? What would you tell those people?
So, to the person who is struggling, for example, I mean, struggles are a daily way of life, right? And running a business doesn't mean you've got a ticket to heaven. Running a business doesn't even mean you are going to be free. Like people think entrepreneurship gives you freedom. It doesn't. It is not a freedom business. It's not. There's actually more freedom in working for someone, because you work, at the end of the month, you are being paid. But entrepreneurship is you have to do with stuff. And one of the things that I didn't know when I started, but still wouldn't have stopped me from starting though, was that there would always be business crisis. There will always be crisis. People's expectations for your business or your brand, your product will change. The market demand may go down, right? There may be pandemics. There may be issues that compel people to stop engaging with you. You may even lose some of your favorite stuff. Like what happened to me, it was a crisis. Like these people go out there tarnishing my image. I never knew where they've gone to destroy me at. Maybe I would have had a bigger opportunity there. But they've destroyed me in places, right? And possibly they still do. I mean, I don't care about that anymore, right? But then, like, these are crises that happens. You have to deal with it. Emotional crisis. You have your personal life to deal with. You have the business aspect to deal with, right? And you get to realize that sometimes people think it's all rosy, it's all nice. It's not. I mean, I will not come to Instagram to post a bad picture. I deal with my shit. Sorry to use that word, but I deal with whatever I go through because I have the power and the strength to do that, right? And I know how to. For me, it's not about what happens to you, but how you get out of it. And that's one thing I've learned to maneuver my way through things, right? Genuinely, in the right way, right? So, as a business owner who is struggling, find out the reasons why that struggle has come to play. Find out what you need to do, because it's not about thinking and worrying. It's about doing something. If you keep doing what you've always done, you keep getting what you've always got. If you want new results, do new things, right? And to the startup entrepreneur or aspiring entrepreneur, be really sure that this is what you really want to do. Ask yourself in the beginning, what really matters? Is it that you want to become famous? Is it that you want to build a solution that lasts? Is it that you want to serve people with your business? Is it that you want to make impact? What really matters to your journey? Have that focus. Write it on a placard. Put it on your wall. Everyone look at it. What really matters is what is going to drive you through the test of time. Because when you know what matters to you, what the vision is, where you are heading to, you know that when you are heading to Pokwase and you get to a Fankor and there's a fault to the car, you don't stop at a Fankor. You fix it to get you to Pokwase. If you have that focus, you know that your business is like a baby. When your baby is sick, you don't kill it. You don't throw it away. You nurse it, you feed it, you give it medicine, and then it grows. And business is like a baby. From the infant's period, it grows. And sometimes let time play. When you have a new business, don't expect everybody to be talking about your business after 1 month. Hell no. How many months does it even take to build a relationship? It takes time for someone to get into you. It's the same with business, for customers to get into you, right? And there's a customer journey. You have to draw your customer journey map. What happens from the point where they see you for the first time, and what happens when they like it or when they don't. And what is the goal? You want them to buy what you're selling. So map out your journey, and then take your time in the process. This work.
Wow, like a big wow. Wow, this is so much soothing to the ears. This is real talent. That's how I will put it.
Thank you very much.
Derrick, you are just a gem. You are a GEM. In fact, you are a national asset, an international asset.
Thank you.
This is so much Please, don't be offended. Please, how old are you?
Hey! I never saw that coming. I'm 28. Yes, I'm 28. First time I mentioned my age on an interview this year, but I'm 28.
Wow! You see the reason why I was hyping this man coming to the show. You know, too much intellect, there's too much here. Please don't mind the body. Mind the engine and what is coming out of the engine. Like, I'm very grateful you came on my show today. In fact, I have learned a whole lot. In fact, I have had a recycle of brain. I won't lie to you. I've had a rethinking of seeing things differently and then not giving a hell out of what people say, yeah. Yeah, like that. And I believe that you've also learned something. Today, my guest was Derrick Vormawor. Yeah. I like that name, Yeah. He's the CEO and founder of Platinum Africa Solutions Limited. The guy is dope. He's dope with brains. These are the kind of people we are looking at. These are the kind of people I actually want. People that speak the problem, bring solutions on board. That's why you have solutions, Platinum Solutions.
Yeah, that's
because
right.
I really like the fact that he spoke to parents as to how they should mentor their kids and not be overblown with this, the A's and the excellence and the distinctions. It's about what the child can do, because that's the foundation. If he gets that place right, this whole mindset thing, with this can't get buying anything at attachment and national service, you go and buy Kenke and watch it. It will stop.
It needs to stop.
It will stop.
Yeah.
It will stop. Like, I really enjoyed the conversation. I can't thank you enough for coming on my show. I am very, very, very grateful for your coming. This is something that you have to pay like 20K to get, I can be real here. You have to pay 20K to get free consultation for you. What don't you want on Broad Daylight?
I know.
All right. So keep on watching us. This is Broad Daylight. Follow us on our social media handles: YouTube CMGA TV, Facebook CMGA TV. Our website is www.cmonline.com.gh. Instagram CMGA TV and Twitter @CMGA TV. In fact, on to another episode of a mind-blowing interview with me, First Lamo. It's a bye.